Just gonna do some basic work on the search function and that'll be it. I don't feel confident in doing the taskbar system. Hello. LakeNet is a LakeNet is a let me type out the genre. Let's start action RPG roleplay. So right now I'm doing up an operating system, or a desktop for an operating system. Trying to implement search just like Windows 10. That's actually useful. Yeah, right now you're looking at a very early look at a operating system, but I can log off now. Oh wait, this operating system doesn't log off yet. Yes. So let's take a look at Fluidic. So this is another operating system. So as you can see, very different layout. What's your favorite color, Sid? Purple? I think it's like... that. Why? And there we go. And for purple, I think this one kind of suits purple a little bit more. Yeah, let's do a mission real quick. So I'm gonna connect there. So we can do this. We can copy paste that, put that in there, right? You know, click public, temp files, go up and down, find the file. If we go in there, yeah, we could scroll up and down and go, where is that file, right? Or we can do this. Go to ping, open up CLI, connect, www.test.com -list -cd public -list -cd temp files. Download. So you see how we got DL? Yeah, we can change that to whatever we want. So if we find the DL command, we can change that to download. So now, oh yeah. The Otto one, in Otto's channel, it got yeeted out of existence. So we can actually, hang on, we'll cancel that, and we'll just show off this, so we can type in download now. And ta-da! So, full customization on, like, colors, commands, you can change the backgrounds to whatever you want, so you can point, you can tell the game, yo, this picture's in my C documents folder, right, or C pictures or something like that, and it'll work inside the game. So you can change the background, screensaver. You can change the mouse, and yeah. I'm working on a couple more customization features, like eventually adding in the ability. Like it's gonna take a little bit of time. Like it's gonna take a little bit of time to do this, but eventually you'll be able to customize an entire operating system. So you can make like the buttons, the boxes, the title box. You can make everything custom, even the icons. So the reason why I want to implement that is so you can actually run, even though it's a hacking simulator, you can run your own software company and develop your own operating systems and stuff like that. So you can actually make your own operating system that is tailored to the way you want to run your program. So if a lot of your programs are GPU based, but you really like a very specific type of layout with very specific colors and everything like that, you can really invest in the time, and the money in game to like pull that off, and you can make like an operating system tailored to your hacking. So for example, you could just make everything a POG face. Your entire operating system could just be POG face. And the stats will just be randomly generated or based on like your company's development team and stuff like that. So you can like, you can make the entire operating system a meme. I already downloaded that. Reply at, send them the file. Here is the file. Send. There we are. We got promoted. There's our login details and our bank details. Woohoo! So now we can just do www.connect. Right now. Oops. Login, auto login, contracts. That's an interesting question. Probably? What's your Discord username? Is it the same? Yeah, I'm in a lot of Discord servers. Oh yeah, and the background music. I made that. So with the music you're listening to now, I actually made that myself. Oh, got that godforsaken song. Ah, jeez. Tried to erase that from my memory. Yeah, you can do a lot in this game, funny enough. So there's the gateway viewer. So I actually sit here pixel by pixel, designing motherboards and all the chips and everything like that. System panel, that's the customization. NetView is the web browser. Execute is basically just run. Plan viewer is to see, like, you know, what's happening that day. So like monthly, weekly payments or anything like that. Maybe there's a job at a specific time. Event viewer, which is like adding reminders and having reminders. So the plan viewer and the reminder system all work together. So I can add a reminder, test, and this is the calendar. So I can actually pick a date. So we're going to pick 2, and then we're going to pick 3. Test. Add. And now we have test as a little reminder. So the calendar acts as like a date picker. So the calendar, event, and plan viewer all work together, and then the notifications. So you get a reminder, you get a notification, and that all works. And the reason why that's important, the reason why that's all special, is because Microsoft, Apple, every operating system designer, they're like, oh yeah, all you need is Office, and you get Excel, you get Word, you get this, you get that. Like your calendar works with your emails, and I'm just like, oh okay. So just like my game then, we've got the calendar that works with the reminder, that works with the plans, that works with the emails, works with the notification system. Yeah, it's starting to sound like an actual Office suite. Then you've got accounts. So this is where like the RPG aspect comes in. So like your reputation system, your login information, bank accounts. So if you have multiple bank accounts, you can actually select which money you want going to what. So if you're completing specific, like let's just say you're completing jobs for Reva, you can select say the Reva account. But then if you're going to complete a job for, say, JailDo, you can select your JailDo bank account. It's like, is it that useful? No. But a couple of hacking games let you do that, so I figured why not, you know. So you got bank accounts, logins, and reputation. And reputation isn't just for XP, right? When you complete jobs, it actually lowers, like let's just say you complete contracts for Reva, right? But then there's another hacking group called, I don't know, Tryon, right? So your reputation with Tryon will start dropping because you're not accepting the missions from them, right? Is accepting missions from Reva. So your reputation goes up with Reva, but it goes down with Tryon. And if you start hacking servers and they find out from JailDo, your reputation will drop with JailDo. But then Unicom might like, your reputation with them might go up because they're strong competitors and stuff like that. Device manager basically tells you specs, hardcore specs about your system, power draw, usage, port count, socket, voltage, stuff like that. Gateway. Yeah, this I'm gonna leave that because that's gonna be really cool in a second. So we're gonna go to disk manager, alright? We're gonna select drive 1, we're going to create a new partition. We're going to call this E external, and we're going to make it 64. Add. You know what? P backup for program backup, and F for file backup. And now we can go in D, or actually let's go to C, downloads, or we can, we can click edit and copy, or we can right click and copy, and we can go to here and go to file and paste. 42 minutes. Oh, you mean in total? No idea. I started streaming on Twitch, then I started streaming on another platform, and now I'm streaming on YouTube. So the cool thing about my game is it's actually got a proper file directory system, just like a real operating system. Like we're copying files from one drive to another drive, or petition to petition. We're dynamically creating partitions in a drive. This is some legit stuff going on here. And now we can delete that. Yes. And so the speed of the delete and the copying and pasting is actually determined on the hard drive. And then when you're downloading a file, that's determined on your download speed. But if you're uploading a file, that's dependent on your upload speed. But also, it depends on the network capabilities of the server machine and their network. So, for example, if your upload is, say 100 gigs a second. Okay, let's just pull out a random number, 100 gigabytes a second. But the server's onboard network chip, so their network chip can only handle 10 gigabytes a second. You're only uploading 10 gigabytes a second. So even though you're capable of 100, you're only going to get 10 because that's what the server can handle. So it's like, so that's a really interesting dynamic, because every other hacking game relies heavily on you upgrading your computer, and the game revolves around you doing that. But my game's kind of like you're one key in a cog, you're one wheel in a massive cog of things. So when upgrading the computer makes things go faster and a lot better, right? But there's going to be a point where you're going to be hacking servers, but the servers you're hacking are the bottlenecks. So adds that level of strategy of who do you want to hack, who's the biggest bottleneck, because you might get a job that pays 20 grand and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty easy, I've got a supercomputer and everything like that, but their network's really slow, so it takes forever to do something. You might have a really fast processor that can do things super quickly, but the server CPU can't. So if you're deleting a server file, that's dependent on the server CPU, not your CPU, and stuff like that. So version, task manager, Yep, I have a working task manager. Ah, yes, CLI's broken. No, that would be a DDoS attack, realistically. Oh yeah, so here's a notepad. Pretty simple. Message, save as, file name, map, right? Close that, open that up. Go to see documents, and there we go, map, right? Now, so we're gonna go into my game here, like the dev tools, applications, and we're just gonna force open Notepad V2. So this is Notepad V2, okay? And we've got like a context menu, but check this out. So it's just like the gateway program, except it's called Open. Yeah, I can do that. There you go. So we can open the documents and open up map, and ta-da! And then we can change the message to whatever we want. File, save as. So now we've got save as, map 2, save. So yeah, working Notepad. Multiple versions of Notepad. Working calculator. Working stock market. QA report system, and yeah. And that's all the legitimate programs. I've added hacking programs and stuff like that, but the hacking's not in a state I can show it off properly. Oh, and there's a working search. And if we log off, I'll show you something really cool. So when you have multiple operating systems, you can actually pick which operating system you want to boot into. So it's got a working boot manager. I don't think it's that heavy. Barely anything. See here. So, right, we're just gonna open up a whole bunch of random programs. That'll be enough. So look what happens when I click restart. Now, nothing too fancy there. It's pretty instant, right? That's not fancy. But look what happens when I log off. Notice how all the programs started closing down one at a time, and then it's saying to sign out. So that's the new system I'm working on. So eventually, instead of log off, it'll be restart. And we can also delete accounts now. So let's do Aperture. So there's the volume controller. Very clean kind of looking desktop. Yeah, so let's show off another feature this thing can do. Ah, that only works for fluidic ice. Okay. And add item. Let's do features. Operating. Probably could be a bug. Nah, feature. Operating system crash. Add crash system. Add crashes to every and app show. Alright, this is my new thingamajig. So I can change like yeah, so that's a new thing I've got. Oh, right, time to work on FLOS. And as you notice, the background changes as well, like the sign-in background. Just like in every other operating system, modern operating system anyway. So why? Let's do 100. Let's do. Yeah, I kind of want it probably to 4150, and I probably want it negative. That's not gonna work. Height 20, 30. Yeah, see, that's not gonna. I think it makes it more interesting when someone's watching and asking questions. Like, I kind of stop what I'm doing to sort of think of, like, what I'm trying to say and all that stuff. But I think it's a lot more interesting for the people and me when there's, like, someone I can talk to about the game. Bounce ideas off of them and stuff like that. It's an issue. So we need box to be. Well, it's not even that. It's when I talk to my friend. There's a friend I talk to about my game. And a lot of gameplay elements that we implemented was actually because me and him just sat there and talked about, like, ridiculous ideas, like, just as a joke, like, yeah, there's no way this is gonna get implemented, there's no way this could be implemented, and then I'm like, give me like a couple of minutes, and then I just implement it right there. It's more because the game doesn't have a direction. It can be bad, right? Because I don't know what to do with my game. There is, like, how do I put it? Because there's no actual direction for my game, it kind of just goes on its own. Like I just start implementing weird wacky stuff, which leads to feature creeping. But while saying that though, it's not that bad, because the entire point of the game is it's a simulator. Like, it's not a ghost simulator, it's not a walking simulator, like it's not a meme simulator. It's a simulator in the truest sense, like back in the 90s and 80s. Like when you saw the word simulator, it was like, this is meant to be super realistic. In my case, it's a Hollywood hacking simulator. So I'm not trying to mimic real life, I'm mimicking what you see in the movies, like James Bond, for example, the hacking scenes from James Bond or Mission Impossible, stuff like that. Here's a search. Box background. We'll just go off that for now. But I'm also asking myself questions when I work on this game. As in, you know, there's Uplink and there's HackNet. They're like two awesome hacking games. Uplink is more open world, well, not open world in the sense of GTA or anything like that. It's more like open world in the sense you can connect to any website, download any file, you can explore, you can do any opportunity you want. It's more, that's what I mean by open world. HackNet is more linear. You can still have the freedom to do what you want, sort of, but there's no money. There's no money. The story is very linear. Whereas in Uplink, it's kind of like you can actually ignore the story. So they're hacking games, but in different ways. Uplink is more exploring you as a hacker. HackNet is more I don't know how to word it, because HackNet is very linear and very command focused, but Uplink's very UI focused, like my game. And I've kind of taken both aspects. You know, you can play the game like Uplink with buttons and your mouse cursor and stuff like that, but then you can play it just like HackNet with command line. I've taken RPG elements from Uplink and the random contracts and stuff like that. But the story I want to try and implement like HackNet. So I'm incorporating two different games in this game, but then I'm also implementing things that those games don't have from other hacking games. So none of them have Bitcoin miners, malware, viruses, antiviruses. None of them have like you can bounce off of servers and stuff, but there's no proxy system, so to speak. There's no multiple account logins, stuff like that. So I'm exploring all of the other things that those games don't have. So this hacking game has pretty much everything you could want in a hacking game, except multiplayer. But I'll show you something really cool. So this is an actual game. If I turn off the clock. Turn off the clock script. So this is an actual game running in a game, right? Now, you would say, oh, that's just a mini game, right? Well, no, I actually made Game Maker games. When I first started doing game development, I made Game Maker games, and this game you're looking at is kind of what I made in Game Maker, sort of. Yeah, if I go my server, which is this one, hang on, just trying to find. This is the hard part, trying to find all my that's files, games, projects, space. So you have a working shield system that goes over the ship. So you press E for the shields, press R to turn off the shields, spacebar shoots. And you get points for every kill, as you can see. So, yeah. So I basically made this this game inside of Unity in my hacking game. This is another game I made. This is gonna get loud, I apologize. When I was a kid, I thought music was really cool. Yeah, I relied on GIFs a lot, but so I actually made this game from the BBC website. There was like a couple of Doctor Who games on the actual website itself, and one of them was like you looking at it, except, you know, I didn't just steal a bunch of GIFs. But it's... So, I made this from a website that was... So, went to the BBC website, looked at the game, and I'm like, hey, I can make that game in the Game Maker. Made it in Game Maker. But here's the cool part, I can now make this in Unity, inside my hacking game. Why? Because I can. So, that's the cool part. Yeah. Hey, Crunchy. Yeah, we'll restart. Press delete. Look at that. Gonna work in BIOS. Woo! Okay, we're gonna click exit. We're gonna log in. Got working internet. Music. Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah, when I was a kid, I didn't understand volume. I had no concept of volume. So, this planet, I actually made in Unity. So what I did was I grabbed a sphere, grabbed an Earth texture, slapped it on the sphere, and then I did some code to spin it. And then I grabbed fraps, and I binded the screenshot key to the equals key, and I sat there, I think, for 2 hours pressing the screenshot key as fast as possible. And then I went through every single picture and handpicked the ones that sort of lined up, and I made that using screenshots. And then I went in Game Maker, imported all the pictures. No, not recorded, screenshotted. And then I went and grabbed all the screenshots that I handpicked, slapped them in Unity, told it, you know, okay, I want all of these as frames. But then I wanted it kind of transparent, so I went back in and went through every single picture and deleted the black background. Because I made like a little black box around the sphere, so I had a black, so instead of green screen, it was a black screen. And then I went through and deleted all the black, and yeah. And that's how you make 3D things appear in 2D. Can I turn the volume down for... Hang on. Nope. Oh, we can. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't have dynamic music in my game, but check this out. This is really cool. So, I made that purple logo in a computer-assisted design program. Basically the same kind of software you would use to make Formula 1 cars. I didn't know how to use Blender, but I knew how to use CAD. So I used CAD, which is a $3,000 program to make Game Maker models. Yes. Nah, I do have a working version though. It's this one. It was, yep, dev build. That's a working one. Yeah, my teacher was kind of like, why the hell are you using CAD to make game maker models? I'm like, I don't know. My teacher was very confused. As he should be. This is gonna get loud again. I just realized this is gonna get loud. Yeah, thank God for that, right? Oh yeah, this is my snow system. Oh yeah, I actually had like mouse over features. I think the password is I am a elite dev. See, I remember my password from like, what was that? 2013, 2012. Debug screen. Music. Yeah, can't play any music, copyright. But I can play the levels. So, no. Oh yeah, now the font menus. I am a elite dev. And then press 2, and this is my attempt at making space. So I basically took inspiration from like Command and Conquer, but I wanted like every RTS game took place on Earth, right, or a planet, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create Command and Conquer, but it's also gonna take place in space. So that's why there's the Ground Defense Force and the Earth Defense Force. To be honest, it wasn't that bad of a game. Oh yeah, this was one of my first games I ever made. Yeah, so this RTS game, this was like this is one of my very first games I've ever made. That's why it's so horrible. But I've always played around with the idea of wanting like the operating system idea was like, hey, I could take my game maker game, make a launcher for it and stuff like that. So I was always playing around with the idea of using operating systems. And that operating system idea, again, 2013, so 2012, 2013. So I've always been playing with that concept. So I've had the idea of making an operating system for a very long time. Yeah, this, I made this for Mum's birthday because she likes.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here.
We're probably getting copyrighted.
It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat one for the people
There we
who
are.
are still alive. I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now.
I miss playing this.
Even though
I miss Portal.
you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces
Well, it's Valve. That's why I don't really care.
and threw every piece into
Apparently I broke the portals in this version.
because I was so happy for you. Now these points of
Okay.
data make a beautiful line. When we're out of data, we're releasing all
That's fine. Yeah, I broke portal in that one. I do have a working one where you actually could complete it very easily. I didn't really fix that much. Oh yeah, I tried to make Sato Game Maker. Yeah, you could already see how that went. Oh yeah. We had like an English class. We had like a English class about cyberbullying and stuff like that. And everyone had like everyone made like your typical documents, your typical PowerPoint slides and everything like that. I decided to create like a mock-up website using GameMaker. You know what? I'm gonna add that in my game. That's a goddamn meme. So yeah, my teacher was very impressed in the fact that I made a mock-up website in GameMaker. So that's how I got an A+ in my English class. I think this is the working portal. But yeah, I've been making games for a very long time. Ta-da! We completed Portal. Hey! Wait, does that work? Also, I do have a pro version, just don't have the key anymore. But yeah, that's my history of game development. Humble beginnings. Ah, yes. That was my first logo. And this is my second logo. As you can see, a lot more better. Still cringy as hell, a lot better. Ah, that's the clockwork xenomere, I think. Yeah, like, here's the thing, right? I don't mind showing this stuff off because it's kind of important to know where it all started, right? And what my inspirations were for getting into game development. Like, so I was inspired off of Uplink, Command and Conquer, Halo, and the Garry's Mod. Those are like my inspirations for actually making games. and looking back at like what games did I make before that was inspired for what game. So Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Sims, Uplink, and that's important because when I make my mini games, like this game for example, it isn't just me copying a Game Maker game. This is kind of copying a Flash game, right? Like you could see this as a Flash game without being Flash. So you kind of get that essence of like, in this game's universe, lore, whatever you want to call it, they have their own version Flash, and you're playing Flash games. So for example, if we go to Nevio, type in games, and then go to minigames. Let's do minigame. But let's click clicker. Base defense? Base defense. Level select, level 1, right? Check this out. Do you remember this game? You probably don't recognize it because of like the fact that there's no textures, it's just boxes. Do you remember a game called Base Defense? It was like a bunch of stick figures and you had like a building and they'd rush up to your building and you'd click on the stick figures and they die. And then like you could get upgrades for your base to like use automatic weapons, sniper, rocket launchers and stuff like that. Or, you know, repair the building or buy more people. Well, there you go, you're looking at it. I made base defense in my hacking game. That's it, storm the house, yeah. But here's the cool idea. See this game. I'm gonna let it play out. I'll show you something really cool with this game. So the code to make this work, see how they're shooting bullets now? Right? The code to make this work is the exact same kind of code to make Last Stand. Remember Last Stand? And it's also the exact same code that I made to make my Game Maker game. It's all the same code, just with different XY positions and different rule sets. So the reason why this is important is I needed to know how. So I make these mini games based on how to make a website, right? What can I get away with? What looks good? What looks terrible? Stuff like that. And because I worked on these mini games for the XY positioning, I made this. See the banner that slides in and out? So because I learned like how my website system works, I was like, oh wait, I can make banners. So yeah. So these mini games and stuff actually like sort of let me play around with ideas and concepts that you just wouldn't normally think of. and I broke the game. Yeah, I killed Unity. Yeah, minigames. I kind of broke the minigame system. But that's like why I feature creep. Because adding features to a game that is pointless is bad. But when you're talking about a hacking game that's inspired off of Windows XP, Windows 98, Windows 95, the Amiga systems, Commodore 64, Linux, Windows 10, Windows 7, it's not that I'm inspired by the operating systems themselves. I'm inspired of the era that they came from. And that's why I spend so much time making the minigames, making all these useless things, because that's the era that this game sort of takes place. It takes place in the game, the era of like dial-up, and really simple sprites and really simple things. Like, they're terrible, terrible games. So like, if I tried to make a game on its own, it would be horrible. But because I'm capturing what Flash used to be, they're great, because they feel like Flash games. And it's also a great distraction. Like, for example, if I'm like getting bored of making like hacking programs, or if I'm getting bored making operating systems, or getting bored of making websites, I can go, let's just make a clicker game. Let's just make our own version of Cookie Clicker. And it's a great distraction from everything else. So I'm making a feature that's sort of useful without, like, that sort of goes, yeah, it is like, it doesn't need to be in there, but I like it in there because it's something I can just do. Here's a game. Here's a game that I actually play. I actually play this. Oh wait, that's hang on. Okay, that game doesn't work on my theme. Give me 2 seconds. I need to create test 1. Yeah, this is why the minigames are broken. They just had really odd code. This will work though. Minigames? Minigame typing. Games. Hi. Great. So, sign up. Tickets. Confusion. So this is actually a game I actually rely on, because it helps with spelling, and it helps me learning the type fast too. Alright, see ya, mate. Yeah, when I'm programming, you know, I look at it, been 10 minutes. After I get halfway through my code, it goes, it's more like 2 hours. Type racer? Well, all the words that you're looking at here is actually the same, so all the words is actually a list of words that I have. I think it's over 10,000 words. And these words I actually use for the password system. So my password system uses actual words that people would use for their passwords. And I took that idea and made it into a typing game. So the password system in this game, the same thing. That's good. 400 points. Woohoo! No. Why would I sleep? No. But yeah, it's definitely hard streaming though, because okay, okay, so when I was streaming on another platform, right? I was streaming on a cryptocurrency platform thingamajig, and I was playing a very specific game, and I was getting 20 to 70 viewers every single day consistently. Okay, 20 to 70 viewers every single day. But I kind of stopped that because I wasn't really feeling the community or the game or anything like that. But then I look at the stuff that I do stream. Movie Maker tutorials, or not tutorials, but showing people how to do stuff in Movie Maker in modern times. Showing people game development, like devlogs and stuff. 0 to 5 viewers. My actual proper content barely get any views. But I make a right, I say we'll clock. The hell? Eh. Anyway, so my meme videos, they get very, very popular. Like, really popular. But then my actual game doesn't. So yeah, that's the hard part. Anyway, good night, mate. Have a good one. Why is my clock broken? Your ID. Custom styles for... Ah! Skin. Texture. That's why it's crashing. I figured out why it was crashing. See a display theme 2. There we go. So we've got search block. You just need to figure out how to make that appear down there. So we're nearly done with the search. Search box. Okay. So I'm gonna keep it like that. Actually, no, because we don't need to do that because I can just do. No, that's fine. I can do that. Yeah, it's why that's ever having issues. We don't actually need you to do any of that math because we can just do this. Green dot height take dot y plus 4. But yeah, it's definitely a fun game to work on this. It's fun in the sense there's a lot of problem solving, because you can't go and look up a tutorial. You can't go to YouTube and go, how do I make a password breaker? Right? How do you make a proxy map and stuff like that? There's like, you can't just Google these things. So it requires a lot of like, you have to do everything on your own. Like, how do you make a boot screen? Okay. We do need to put in there some environment. But that's plum because when we do that, damn it. Software, system, desktops. See, that's not gonna work. So it can't be in there, so we do have to put it on a but do that. No, it won't. Who would have thought making a window searching would be hard? I mean, people would think like making the search function would be hard. Now that was relatively easy. Making the background for it though? Yeah. Apparently that's... Alright, so we need that to be about... Okay, so 200, 200, 400. So height needs to be 200. Yeah, I like that style actually. So 200, 200, 400. Okay, so we need that to be... Yeah, that's fine. So we've got the X down. that. That's gonna get complicated. Width, we need that 200. And height, we need that 200. Now, take screw it. Let's just do 200 and see what happens. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Cool. Now we just need to make the search UI not be a part of that. And we need to chuck it in. Here. Then we'll do if. Wait, no, we need search UI to be in there. What up? Actually, no, we don't. We need that. And we need this to be yeah. Yes. Okay. And then in on GUI, if search sites equal or not equal do that. Then in here I'm gonna take 100, 200, 200 x 0 scroll size times button height. Wait, what if I just do this? Actually, I'm gonna do 150 and search list. And sometimes I hate making operating systems like desktops. Alright, so that's an issue. Okay, why is it white? It should be good. Oh, and that really needs to change. Who's 120? Twenty-one, 21. 21. Right? It's random, depends on how I feel on the day. Need to write about that. That's all gonna be pictures anyway.